King Saul links the man of sin, Nephilim, and serpent seed. All glory to my Lord and Saviour, Jesus Christ. Thank you for paying a debt that I simply could not pay. I love you, Lord, and I thank you for your blessings. Revelation 5:12, saying with a loud voice, worthy is the Lamb that was slain to receive power and riches and wisdom and might and honour and glory and blessing. You are worthy, Lord. You are the only worthy one. What will we look at? 1 Samuel 9. Saul is tall, handsome, has an incomplete parental record, and his dad is a mighty man. 1 Samuel 13. 3 interesting things. Saul reigned 42 years, 2 666s, sharpening link to Tubal-Cain. Saul tries to kill King David, and Saul's death. So 1 Samuel 9. What we'll look at, Saul's incomplete genealogy, no mum. Saul's dad is mighty, Strong's 1368. Gibor, Saul is handsome, and Saul is tall. So 1 Samuel 9, 1 and 2. Now there was a man of Benjamin whose name was Kish, the son of Abiel, the son of Zeror, the son of Bechorath, the son of Aphia, the son of a Benjamite, a mighty man of valor. He had a son whose name was Saul, a choice and handsome man, and there was not a more handsome person than he among the sons of Israel. From his shoulders and up, he was taller than any of the people. So Saul's incomplete genealogy, no mum. Please look at the video that I posted a few days ago, Genesis 3:15, Mary, host of the seed of the woman, and Zillah, host of the seed of the serpent. I think in the serpent seed bloodline, ladies are prominent in sort of contradistinction to the male-heavy genealogies that we see, obviously in Luke 3 and Matthew 1. I think for the seed of the serpent, we're looking out for the ladies. Dig into it yourself, but I think we are. So for Samuel 9:1 here, so here's some of Saul's ancestors are listed: Kish, the son of Abiel, the son of Zeror, the son of Bechorath, the son of Aphia, the son of a Benjamite, a mighty man of valor. So no mention of the mum there. Again, not uncommon at all. But when we are looking at the seed of the serpent, the ladies are more prominent. Look at my video. Okay, so Saul's dad is mighty, Strong's 1368. Gibor. So again, the same passage, and we see that Aphia, the son of a Benjamite, a mighty man of valor, and we see that that's Strong's 1368, and we know that that is a description of the Nephilim in Genesis 6:4. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterwards, when the sons of God came with the daughters of men and they bore children to them. Those were the mighty men who were of old, men of renown. And the word mighty men there, as you can see, is Strong's 1368, Gibor. So that's a link there. Saul is handsome. We see in verse 2 here. He had a son whose name was Saul, a choice and handsome man. We know that the Lord wasn't, according to Isaiah 53:2, for he grew up before him like a tender shoot, and like the root out of parched ground. He has no stately form or majesty that we should look upon him, nor appearance that we should be attracted to him. Again, if you look at that video I mentioned, you'll see that beauty is a running theme through ladies who I think are part of the serpent seed bloodline, and they are Zillah, Naamah, Bathsheba, and Bilhah, the mother of Dan. And if we go here to Zillah, as for Zillah, she also gave birth to Tubal-Cain, the forger of all implements of bronze and iron, and the sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah. If we look at Naamah here, pleasantness, and it comes from Strong's 5277 name. And if we look at the be delightful, be pleasant, sweet, Naamah was a super stunner. this isn't, the fact that Solomon was handsome doesn't massively link, doesn't automatically link us, but again, it's interesting that I think the seed of the serpent line again comes through Zillah and Naamah, that Naamah is particularly beautiful. But we know that this isn't a silver bullet, because we know here King David was handsome himself. So 1 Samuel 16, 12 and 13. So he sent and brought him in. Now he was ready with the beautiful eyes and a handsome appearance, and this is King David. But it's just interesting, and we just try to build a case, and we go back. Saul is tall from his shoulders and up. He was taller than any of the people, and again, you know exactly where I'm going. We're back to Gibor and the fact that his dad was a mighty man, so it makes sense. If mighty is a physical thing, which, you know, it sounds like it would be by the word giant there, then it makes sense that Saul was tall. Does that make him a Nephilim? Possibly not. But you know, he definitely had some characteristics there. So we're looking at 1 Samuel 13. We're looking at a 42-year reign for Saul there. 2666 in this passage, and sharpening link to Tubal King. So Saul was 30 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 42 years over Israel. Now Saul chose for himself 3,000 men of Israel, of which 2,000 were with Saul in Mishmash and in the hill country of Bethel, while 1,000 with Jonathan at Gibeah of Benjamin. But he sent away the rest of the people, each to his tent. Jonathan smote the garrison of the Philistines that was in Gibeah, and the Philistines heard of it. Then Saul blew the trumpet throughout the land, saying, "Let the Hebrews hear." All Israel heard the news that Saul had smitten the garrison of the Philistines, and also that Israel had become odious to the Philistines. The people were then summoned to Saul at Gilgal. Now the Philistines assembled to fight with Israel, 30,000 chariots and 6,000 horsemen. And the people like sand, which is one on the seashore in abundance, and they came up and camped in Mishmash, east of Bethaven. When the men of Israel saw that they were in a strait, for the people were hard pressed, then the people hid themselves in caves, thickets, cliffs, and cellars, and in pits. Also some of the Hebrews crossed the Jordan into the land of Gad and Gilead. But as for Saul, he was still in Gilgal, and all the people followed him trembling. Now he waited 7 days according to the appointed time set by Samuel, but Samuel did not come to Gilgal, and the people were scattering from him. So Saul said, "Bring me the burnt offering and the peace offerings." And he offered the burnt offering. As soon as he finished offering the burnt offering, behold, Samuel came, and Saul went out to meet him and greet him. But Samuel said, "What have you done?" And Saul said, "Because I saw that the people were scattering from me, and that you did not come within the appointed days, that the Philistines were assembling at Michmash. Therefore I said, now the Philistines will come down against me at Gilgal, and I have not asked the favour of the Lord. So I forced myself and offered the burnt offering." Samuel said to Saul, "You have acted foolishly. You have not kept the commandment of the Lord your God, which he commanded for you. For now the Lord would have established your kingdom over Israel forever, but now your kingdom shall not endure. The Lord has sought out for himself a man after his own heart, and the Lord has appointed him as a ruler over his people, because you have not kept what the Lord commanded you." Then Samuel arose and went up from Gilgal to Gibeah of Benjamin, and Saul numbered the people who were present with him, about 600 men. Now Saul and his son Jonathan and the people who were present with them were staying at Gibeah of Benjamin, and where the Philistines were camped at Michmash. And the raiders came from the camp of the Philistines in 3 companies. One company turned towards Ophrah, the land of Shaul, and another company turns towards Beth Horon. Another company turned towards the border, which overlooks the valley of Zeboim towards the wilderness. Now no blacksmith could be found in all the land of Israel, for the Philistines said, "Otherwise the Hebrews will make swords or spears." So all Israel went down to the Philistines, each to sharpen his plowshare, his mattock, his axe, and his hoe. The charge was 2/3 of a shekel for the plowshares, the mattocks, the forks, and the axes, and to fix the hoes. So it came about on the day of battle that neither the sword nor spear was found in the hands of any of the people who were with Saul and Jonathan, but they were found with Saul and his son Jonathan, and the garrison of the Philistines went out to pass at Michmash, and apologies for butchering any of those place names. So the 42-year reign there. Saul was 30 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 42 years over Israel. And we see in Revelation 13:5, there was given to him a mouth speaking arrogant words and blasphemies, and authority to act for 42 months was given to him. And this is to the antichrist in the tribulation period. So Saul was 30 years old. It looks like he could be a picture of Jesus there. And I know people reach certain ages when they started their ministries, etc. And so it could be part Jesus, part man of sin, but there's a definite link to the man of sin there in that 42 months. And when we look at Vincent's word studies and E.W. Bullinger, so Vincent, a period which appears in three forms in Revelation: 42 months, Revelation 13:5, 1260 days, Revelation 11:3 and 12:6, and a time and a half of 3.5 years in Revelation 12:4, and compared to Daniel 7:25 and 12:7. So E.W. Bullinger, Ethelbert Bullinger, said of the number 42, it is a number connected with the Antichrist. An important part of his career is to last 42 months, Revelation 11:2 and 13:5, and thus this number is fixed upon him. Another number of the Antichrist is 1260. This is 30 times 42. Its factors 6 and 7, and this shows a connection between man and the Spirit of God, and between Christ and Antichrist. 42 stages of Israel's wanderings mark their conflict with the will of God. 42 young men mock the ascension of Elijah to Elisha. 2 Kings 2:23 and 24. Being a multiple of 7, it might be supposed that it would be connected with spiritual perfection, but it is the production of 6 times 6. 6 therefore being the number of a man and man's opposition to God. 42 becomes significant of the working out of man's opposition to God. So we've got 2 666s in there. You probably saw them. So verse 1 and 2 there. Saul was 30 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 42 years over Israel. Saul chose for himself 3,000 men of Israel, of which 2,000 were with Saul in Michmash. Again, so 3,000, 2,000 were with Saul out of the 3, and that gives us 2,000 over 3,000 is 666. And then the charge, this was 2/3 of a shekel for the plowshares, the martocks and the forks, and this is the Philistines charging them. And again, you've got 2/3 there, 2 over 3, 666. And they're not common numbers, 2/3 and 2,000. You won't find it very often. So the fact we've got 2 in a short period of time is interesting. So we've got sharpening linked to Tubal-Cain, 1 Samuel 13 verse 20. So all Israel went down to the Philistines, each to sharpen his plowshare, his martok, his axe and his hoe. So the word there for sharpen is latash, and we look at latash there, and it only occurs 5 times in the scriptures, here in 1 Samuel 13:20, and in Genesis 4:22, Tubal-Cain, when it's mentioned his forging. As for Zillah, she also gave birth to Tubal-Cain, the forger of all implements of bronze and iron, and the sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah. Again, look at my video there, Genesis 3:15, Mary hosts the seed of the woman, and Zillah hosts the seed of the serpent. I think Zillah is the start of the seed of the serpent bloodline. So Saul tries to kill David, 1 Samuel 19, 1 through 3. And again, this is the most significant. Saul told Jonathan, his son, and all his servants to put David to death. But Jonathan, Saul's son, greatly delighted in David. So Jonathan told David, saying, Saul, my father, is seeking to put you to death. Now therefore, please be on guard in the morning, and stay in a secret place and hide yourself. I will go out and stand beside my father in the field where you are, and I will speak with my father about you. If I find out anything, then I will tell you. And 2 Samuel 12:24, David comforted his wife Bathsheba, and he went into her and lay with her. and she gave birth to a son, and he named the son Solomon. So David and Bathsheba had their first son taken by God for David's transgression, taking Bathsheba, who was Uriah the Hittite's wife. And the key here is Saul is trying to kill David, but we see there it's in about 1014 BC approximately, and David becomes a dad in 990 BC. So David at this point is childless, and he is a prominent part of the seed of the woman bloodline. So we know through the scriptures that David's bloodline gets hammered on many occasions, and we see many stories where one person of David's bloodline survives and carries on, and look at the stories of Joash, etc. So the death of Saul, and it came about on the next day. So this is 1 Samuel 31, 8 through 13. It came about on the next day when the Philistines came to strip the slain. They found Saul and his 3 fallen sons on Mount Gilboa. They cut off his head and stripped off his weapons and sent them throughout the land of the Philistines to carry the good news to the house of their idols and their people. And if we go back to Genesis 3:15, and I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He shall bruise you on the head, and you shall bruise him on the heel. So there's a head wound there for Saul. So bless Saul, he has got links with every baddie line going. God bless, and thank you for listening.